Well, hello everyone and welcome to a special video outside my normal schedule. It's time to talk again about the upcoming Record of Ragnarok anime. We got some character design and voice actor reveals, so I'm going to be talking about that a little bit today. Before I get into today's video, of course, as usual, I have to mention my subscriber goal for 2021, hitting 5,000 by the end of the year. So if you already watch and enjoy my videos, please consider subscribing and help me reach that goal. The other thing, of course, is my Patreon. If you're interested in joining that, there's a link in the description below. If you join, you'll get a shout out at the end of my videos. So with that out of the way, let's get on with this little, what would this be called? Like an analysis, a review? Is this technically a review? Whatever. Let's look at some of the stuff for the anime. So we got a total of, I think, 12 character reveals, which is not bad. Though, 2 of them are Odin's birds, so, like, okay, I guess. I think they had, like, a quota or something to fill out. So, yeah, I mean, they're birds. I don't know what you want me to tell. I don't know what you want me to say. They're birds. They look like birds. So, I guess they've done a pretty good job at that. So the 2 actual characters that we get in this set are Ares and Loki. So it seems like they're so far continuing this trend of having a bunch of very sharp lines and angles. Yeah, so I actually like Ares' design. I don't know if he's the best out of this batch of character designs that we've gotten, but I'd say he probably looks the best, like, in comparison to his design from the anime. I'm also really liking the color pattern they've got going on for him. The red and white, like his waistcloth or whatever, wasn't a bad look, but I think it actually looks much better with black. So that was actually a fairly good choice on the designer's part. With Loki, for some reason we get a side view of him, or like a kinda side view of him. It's at an angle, but he's not standing looking at the camera like everyone else is, I don't know why. But he looks pretty much how I imagine. The only difference is I don't think he looks as twinkish as he does in the manga, though. Yeah, no, he really doesn't. He looks a lot more... He's got a little bit more testosterone going on. Maybe that seems to be kind of the trend going on here, because a lot of the soft features of the characters have been replaced with sharper ones. So that's the same here with Loki as well. I really don't have a problem with this one. This one's pretty alright. Now, moving it up a notch, we've got Heimdall, Odin, Shiva, and Aphrodite. We'd already seen Shiva and Odin in the first trailer, but we didn't get full character design reveals. I think we saw Aphrodite, and I know we at least saw Heimdall's face. So, first of all, I think I've gotten much more used to Odin's black hair. It looks much better now. We got, like, another panel of him standing up or whatever. And you know what? It's growing on me. I don't hate it. I know some people have a lot more of a problem with it, but me, it's whatever. Shiva's looking pretty good. He's looking pretty alright. He's got the same exact color palette as he does on the volume covers. So he's pretty much the same. Once again, it seems like the way they design the faces is different from this than it is in the anime, so he does look quite different, at least like in terms of his face. But I mean, you can look at it and you can tell it's Shiva, and I think that's kind of how it's going for all of the characters. You can take one look at them and you're like, oh, I know who that is. Aphrodite got nerfed. Her boobs are not as absurdly huge as they are in the manga. That was probably some kind of censorship requirement for the animation. Whatever channel they're going to be putting this on, me personally, I don't care. Aphrodite is barely a character, so that's not really what I'm super worried about, and her design here is still good. She's still got pretty huge boobs, so it's not like they're taking something huge. Well, no, they did. It's like half of the boob is gone, but they're still huge, so it's not like she's super desexualized, if that's what any of you are worried about. Now, Heimdall, holy shit. Heimdall, in the manga, just looking at him, definitely, at least for like his skin and face, has a much brighter color scheme. At least just like guessing, looking at the shading they do for him. But in this, oh my god, the guy is so dark. His skin is dark. His face is like a dark gray. What color is that for his skin? It's kind of like a really dark grayish brown. And he's got these purple robes going on. I like it. I was really shocked by it because this would never have been the color palette I would have expected for Heimdall. But I'm actually kind of a fan of it. So that, you know what? That is the only, I would say, the only change in color palette that I actually really like in comparison to what the presumed color palette is for the manga. So, big fan of that. Now, the character design reveals that you're all going to be here for: Adam, Kojiro, Poseidon, and holy shit, how am I forgetting his name right now? God, this is embarrassing. Hermes! I've never done that before. Only for you. Only for this one situation will I forget the character's name. And a mythological figure at that. So, these are all pretty alright. The only... I have like a few gripes. Something about Adam looks off. I think it's his face. He doesn't look as boyish as he does in the manga. So I'm kind of like, I mean, I can tell it's Adam, so whatever. But it's, I don't know how I feel about it. Once again, it seems like they're changing all these character designs to be more generic, or more likely easier to draw for the animators. I don't know how easy or hard it is for people to replicate Ajachika's style. It is a monthly series after all, so I don't know. That may be why. Like, it may just not be an easy style to replicate for animators. Kojiro looks good, but he doesn't look as jovial as he does. Like, there's something about his expression that's missing in this design here. But overall, he still looks the same. So that one looks pretty good. I think they changed the color of his kimono. I assume that's a kimono. I don't know. I'm not super versed in Japanese culture. I think it's supposed to be like purple, unless that's like the overcoat thing. But I think like the shading is still the same. So whatever. Not really that important. Poseidon looks pretty much the same, though once again, he doesn't really have the same kind of soft features that he did in the manga. And Hermes looks alright. There's something off about his face. It looks a little rough. But these are character stills. These are just like the models. And in my experience, character models almost always look worse when it's just on their own on like these blank backgrounds showing off just the model than when they do an animation. So regardless of whatever my feelings are on them now, I'm going to wait until we can see them in motion to make any kind of final judgment on their appearance. So yeah, that is the character models. Of course, you're welcome to share your thoughts and feelings about how these characters look in the comments. Now, time to talk about the voice actors. So, I'm trusting Reddit here, and assuming that these are all correct. I already know one of them's not right. I know Kojiro doesn't have the same voice actor as Jiraiya, but as far as I can tell, the other ones are fine. So Adam is voiced by Soma Saito, who voiced Doppio, Chongyun, and Tatsumi. Kojiro is voiced by Kazuhiro Yamaji, who voiced Kenny Ackerman, and Lieutenant Tsurumi from Golden Kamui. Poseidon is voiced by Tatsuhiro Sakurai, who played Cloudstrife and Griffith. I don't know, has Griffith had the same voice actor for all of the Berserk adaptations? Because I know Gito has Griffith's voice actor, and he does a really, really good job. So that's one of the casting selections that I'm most excited about. Hermes is voiced by Junichi Suabe, who voiced Archer. Sukuna, another one. Laurent Thierry from Great Pretender. Heimdall is voiced by Yukihiro Nozuyuma, who apparently does not have any known or famous roles. I don't know if he's a new voice actor or whatever. Odin is voiced by Sho Hayami, who voiced a character known as Aizen. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of him. So Yeah! Yeah, that one. It's a guy who sits in a chair and whose whole deal is having, like, 5D 10,000 IQ plans going on, so that one's just kind of fitting for his history of voice acting. So that's kind of funny. Shiva is voiced by Tatsuhisa Suzuki, who voiced Ban and Noctis. Aphrodite is voiced by Rie Tanaka, who played Mitsuri from Persona 3, and Lisa from Genshin Impact. Loki is voiced by Yoshitsugu Matsuoka, who voiced Kirito and Zhao from Genshin Impact. So those are your voice actors. Overall, pretty solid casting. I know a lot of them don't have like these super famous voice actors that a lot of people were wanting them to have, but I feel like a lot of them it's just like, oh yeah, I wish so-and-so had the same voice actor as Dio, and it's probably because, well, they voice very popular characters or just have a good voice, but may not actually fit the role very well. But these ones they're pretty good. So far, I'm pretty cautiously optimistic about this anime. We've been waiting since December to get another PV. If they just revealed a bunch of character models, I find it somewhat likely that we're going to be getting another one sometime soon. So I guess look forward to that, and that will either make me more excited or more concerned for this anime, depending on what things look like in there. And we'll just kind of have to see what happens. I think I heard that this is supposed to be coming out in July or something. I haven't seen like an official release date, but I've heard it's supposed to be coming out in the summer. And, you know, sometimes summer anime generally start in July. I don't know why. But that's the month that I'm aware of a lot of anime starting. So, we'll have to see what happens. So, with that, that's all I have to talk about for this video. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. I do Record of Ragnarok reviews every month. So if you're a fan of the series, and this is the first video of mine that you're watching, you should subscribe, check out my reviews, and, you know, of course, hit that notification bell so that when my review for this month's chapter comes out, you won't miss it. If you enjoy other series such as Jujutsu Kaisen, Kengan Omega, and Black Clover, I do videos in those series as well, so if you're interested in those, you should definitely check out my channel. Of course, it's time for a shout out to my Patreons: Archbears, CJ2K, The One Thread, Neo, Solo Warrior, Tyree Simmons, DeJorn Redden, Anthony Chavez, Honey Mustard, and Zach Rowitz. Thank you all very much for supporting me on Patreon, and to any of you who are not on my Patreon, if you're interested in joining that, there's a link in the description. You'll of course get a shout out for whatever tier you join, but if you decide to join the $5 tier, you'll get access to Omniscient Reader and Solo Leveling reviews, so maybe check that out if that's interesting to you. And of course, if you enjoy discussing Record of Ragnarok with other people, or you just enjoy the content I produce on this channel, I have a Discord server. You should go check it out. There's a link to it in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.